and he is looking a potential sweep in the face in this matchup, Cav.
That would be something. I mean, I know Randomizer isn't vanilla, but a lot of the skill set in vanilla Zelda 1 carries over into randomized Zelda 1. So our runners are getting underway here, and we're about to see if CantFindBombs can pull a second miracle out of the hat. It does look like they're both going to level 3, as guarded by Lionels as it is. And they find level 2.
So for those of you who are just new to this bracket stage flag set, the quick version, the Cliff Notes version, dungeons will be in their vanilla locations, but they won't be their vanilla dungeons per se. As we see here with level 2 being in the level 3 spot, 2 items will be here. Both of them will be on the floor, and they'll be trying to find those 2 items as well as other resources before they move on.
Yeah, level 2, fortunately for our runners, one of the smaller dungeons, so hopefully they can get their items and get out of here. Don't have much of a read on what our enemy set's going to be yet. Stalfos and Keese are kind of nice. Both runners deciding to save that key.
Yeah, probably a really good idea. We've seen that a lot of the matches in this flag set so far, especially early on. If you're unfortunate enough to not have enough keys, it can really create some pretty hairy situations. We'll see. Is Cant going to use his key here? He's considered it, and now he's going to go up instead.
He was looking for wall masters there. We already knew that the room below that was that room 2 rooms to the right of start. They're going to go up, though, and they are going to find not quite level 2's vanilla item.
All hail indeed, as we see a tribute to TG sitting on the floor, and Cantaloupeme usually will do something very rude to that banana. We'll have to wait and see if he decides to do something. It is kind of early in the match, so a precious bomb might be a little bit too much for the memes. We'll wait and see. And he finds the recorder in the second room right next door.
Well, that covers the item hunt.
Yeah, so now they just need that Triforce, and we'll have a very efficient and quick level 2 for both runners, as both runners are pretty much neck and neck at this point.
Indeed. CantFindBombs taking the up and A, probably to get some hearts back before going further into the dungeon, but already has both items. Just need that third item, and of course both runners now also armed with the recorder, as Cantaloupe does find the Triforce. Not very well guarded there. So that...
Yeah, a lot...
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, a lot of times you see those gorillas, and it's almost like a relief until you get in there, and especially with 3 hearts. Those gorillas are almost as hard as any other enemy in the game at this point in the game.
They're deceptively difficult with that 1 heart of damage off of a boomerang shot. And we usually talk here in this seed set because of the randomized dungeon locations. Are you going 3 first, 1 first? When are you going to check 6 in the Armo spot? Finding the early recorder or raft is usually the variance in where you go, and Cantaloupe is going to immediately find level 5 under the lake.
Yeah, very smart play by Cantaloupeme, taking what the game is giving him logic. CantFindBombs, unfortunately, takes a death on just a few rooms shy of that Triforce, and Cantaloupe finds an early Triforce. He's going to grab it. Interesting. Do you go back in, Cap?
No. Only because they already have the recorder.
I agree.
I was going to say this, and we just had other things to talk about, but yeah, the early recorder giving you the ability to kind of warp back to another dungeon whenever you feel like it. If you already have the Triforce, you find an early Triforce in a large dungeon, really anything over level 4, get out of there. You could always come back.
Agreed, and that's exactly what Cantaloupeme is going to do. Instead of going back in, he's going to check the Armos, nearly dies, and he's checking to see what the different shops have. Now, of course, our runners, they're going to need a blue candle at least to gain access to the vanilla location level as CantFindBombs grabs his Triforce. And all 4 shops have their items shuffled, but they will be in shop locations, so Cantaloupeme getting some very valuable information there.
Yeah, knowing where the arrows are is always good, especially if it does end up being something like the rare shop. It's a little out of the way. A little surprised he didn't... Did he check the vanilla arrow shop that's there as well?
I don't believe he did, actually.
But either way, knowing what's at the rare shop is a great thing, and especially because you do have that shot of getting the Armos item while you're there, as Cantaloupe does find level 9 at the level 1 spot, so he's going to continue on, presumably to check the true Armos location, or at least the vanilla Armos location, and level 6, maybe?
I think he's going to take a look at 9, and as he does so, CantFindBombs with an interesting play. He noped out of 5. He had bombs. So maybe he was afraid his name would become reality and didn't want to use any to get into 5. Interesting play this early, especially with that early Triforce. It could come back to haunt him, or it could be a boon, depending on what ends up happening.
Well, they know they need all those Triforces eventually anyway. This is not going to be the Pentaforce tournament. So as long as it's an early Triforce, it shouldn't hurt him too much. But it is a little odd to not jump in and grab it. It felt like Cantaloupe found it in like the second or third room.
Well, he finds level 4 under Spectacle Rock, and he's going to take a look in here. Again, 2 items in this dungeon. One will be in a staircase, one will be on the floor.
Nice bomb force.
And here's a level we haven't seen yet. Vanilla 2 is level 6.
Oof, that's a big one. CantFindBombs, as I think both runners have been doing. Up and A to save and quit at the start of a dungeon to get back up to 3 hearts. Immediate staircase in 6, just transport.
Yeah, interesting. Both runners seeming to take a little bit of risk with their dungeon play, as Cantaloupeme decided to nope out of level 4. I wasn't sure if he ran into a ladder block or not, but he had bombs in his possession as well. So some interesting plays as far as they seem to be very conservative with their bombs early on.
We're getting word from our tracker in chat, Dark Falls, that it was a key block in 4 that held him back. This is kind of an unfortunately common thing sometimes in Randomizer. You get key blocked early on in the seed, and you have to kind of remember, where did I need the keys? And even if you come back with 1, you need to hope you don't immediately need another.
So CantFindBombs leaves level 6, and Cantaloupeme near level 6, so we'll see if he decides to go in. Neither runner with a candle, so we won't see them trying vanilla 8. But CantFindBombs is going to probably pick up either a potion or a heart here, and it'll make it interesting. Is he going to make a play for the white sword item?
Well, you got to at least get up to it, because if on the off chance it is required, you don't want to leave it behind. So CantFindBombs up to 5 hearts, a good chance of getting it. Cantaloupe taking a death on the ramp up to level 2, can't get past the blue Lionels. And between both runners, we have now confirmed the vanilla Armos location has the Armos item. We've seen 4 staircases.
Ooh, look at Cantaloupeme with the reverse screen scroll, something you don't see very often. It saves time only if you do it optimally, which is why you don't see it in the vanilla speedrun very often, and it's very difficult. So it's a very rare treat to see that. It was pretty cool.
Swag clip there. CantFindBombs found a 42 rupee candle in the vanilla candle shop. Didn't get it. Probably wants to hold on to these rupees in case there's a mugger in here.
Well, it does confirm that we can expect candles in all of the vanilla candle locations. And we see CantFindBombs using that boomerang to very good use here against these Digdogger pups. He's got to be careful. If he gets kissed here, he's dead. Very nicely done.
You just leave the room. And while we did see our Armos item is a heart. Digdogger's in level 1 and level 3. That early recorder grab is going to pay dividends.
This is not what CantFindBombs wanted to find. He does find level 1, which is great. There's 3 items in here, but early keys required everywhere. And he's going to up A again and take the upper path.
Yep, we're going to see a lot of just going back and forth here. Did you see that one?
Oh, he finds the book in level 1.
The screen after the ladder. Book and ladder in level 1 early on.
I missed that. Yeah.
Both items back to back. I can't blame you for missing it.
Wow, good find for CantFindBombs, and because he's over at level 5, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes to check that ladder item early. We didn't get a chance to see what it was.
And we haven't seen it yet. I think a lot of people in this tournament, it's either when you go into level 8 the first time or when you get the ladder, people tend to go and actually check it. Both runners holding the recorder already. I won't be surprised if they wait entirely until they have the ladder. It's just too easy to get over there from level 8.
Ooh, Cantaloupeme, be careful. He's so close, and yet so far. And CantFindBombs, with 2 keys, decides he's not going to dig the 3rd item out of 1. Picks up the Triforce. Evens it up in the Triforce area. So we'll wait and see if he just... No, he's out. He's leaving level 1. Taking the early gambles.
Got the recorder. Get out of there.
I like this play by CantFindBombs. I mean, yeah. I mean, at this point, you got the ladder. So the only thing really blocking you at this point is keys or maybe a candle. We know where the candle is. So, yeah, I really like this play.
White sword item is a heart, and it can be picked up with only 5 hearts to get to 6. The rich get richer and CantFindBombs. Looks like he's going to go to Spectacle Rock.
Ooh, but look what Cantaloupeme finds on level 3.
Cantaloupe has been taking a couple of early deaths here. Red ring, very good.
Yeah, I don't think those Wizrobes are going to pose too much of a threat anymore for a player of his caliber, especially now with knowing that he doesn't have to think about taking damage anymore. I think you're going to see Cantaloupeme really turn it up in the combat. You're going to see him start to fly.
CantFindBombs with his 2nd screen wrap there. The first one he screen wrapped back. Blue Lionels are definitely a huge stressor when you're trying to pull off a screen wrap, and gets up here to meet just a pack of red Lionels. Never good. Gets past all of that at least.
We'll be happy to find level 4. We know that there was a key block here when Cantaloupe was here earlier. Now, Cantaloupe, speaking of keys, has 0 keys now. He's going to attempt what we call the Canana key. If he can kill this moblin within range of that door, he's going to get a free key for his troubles, but he misses the door!
Oh, no!
Oh, man, that would have been a really nice trick to pull off and would have potentially opened up this level 4 for him. Instead, out of desperation, he's attacking these blue Wizrobes. That was a tough break. He could have gotten through that locked door without a key. And who knows what's on the other side. Maybe he'll get a key drop here. Some of these rooms can drop items. Meanwhile, CantFindBombs finds a staircase.
Holding a bunch of bombs and a red ring. Fighting blue Wizrobes, especially like you said, a player of this caliber, not the worst idea. They do a full half heart of damage even with that red ring though. Oh my!
I can't believe I was going to say that, but that's worth. I can't believe what he just got from that. That's insane.
Wand on the floor of the blue Wizrobe room. My goodness. So Cantaloupe rewarded for his daring do and picks up some extra offense. Level 3 is the armory.
Yeah, so we have ourselves a match here, folks. We have CantFindBombs has extra mobility with that ladder versus Cantaloupeme with that red ring and that now ultimate weapon against everything but pretty much Wizrobes only, the magic wand. And if he finds that book, which he hasn't found yet, he may be able to access level 8 as well.
That's true. The book and the wand as a combo can give you access to level 8's bush spot. Second try.
There we go.
Canana key. He's not going back to trigger it from the other side yet, though. Until he walks back through this door, the game won't have the lock unlocked on the other side.
Hopefully he doesn't need to. Hopefully after he finds this Triforce, he won't need to return to 3. He has both items.
Oh, that's true. CantFindBombs does see the Triforce on the floor of level 4, opts to continue exploring, and is rewarded with a staircase. It's a transport staircase, so we have a segment in level 4.
Cantaloupeme finally, for the first time in what feels like 10 minutes, has a key to his possession, and then have more Wizrobes.
Again, hasn't unlocked that door. Hopefully the Triforce makes itself known very soon. These bubbles just make these rooms so much more fun when you can't use your sword for a few moments.
By the way, question in chat, the way the Canana key works is that the game cannot access the area of the memory where shutter doors and bomb holes and key doors open. They all open on the same frame of memory. So if the shutter door is opening and you're pressing up against a key door and you don't have any keys to unlock that door, the game will open that barrier up for just a short window. So as long as you're there and ready, you can pass through a locked door.
Of course, blue Wizrobes guard the Triforce. Cantaloupe's just leaving that heart on the ground. Doesn't want it. Can't find bombs. Finds a pile of logs tied together. In level 4.
Ooh, Cantaloupeme takes a death.
That is an awful room to see no matter what. Once it's required, it's just that much worse. And you know he's hitting himself now because he left a heart drop on the ground.
Sometimes, and this doesn't necessarily apply to this scenario, although it does.
Oh, and he's out of bombs too.
Yeah, he's got to do this with the wooden sword. I think if I were him, I'd almost consider leaving. The problem is that level 6 is so out of the way. But yeah, it definitely sometimes going too fast. Yeah, that's a shame. I think if he had that heart, he might have had it. And yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just bail for now. Not the worst decision in my eyes.
Yeah, he has the items. He knows where he has to go in there. He'll probably go back there last. Especially if he goes there last, that also opens up the possibility he shows up with a whole pile of heart containers and can pick up that magical sword. Cantaloupe, though, also on that tier of runners where they might be happy with a white sword, and they get it, especially since he holds the red ring. I don't know if Cantaloupe has a low percent time in vanilla.
I mean, I could check. I know he's messed with it in the past, and this Wizrobe, or this Lionel is just being rude. Wow. Yeah, I know Cantaloupe has been around for a very long time. He's run, I think, every category. I'm not 100% sure if he's done low.
Back for round 2 here, and immediately that Lionel turns up and says no.
And the combat in this seat is rough.
CantFindBombs dealing with a bunny room here with less than 2 hearts to his name. The bunnies do 2 hearts on a hit, so this is a dangerous room. In a very linear level 4, it's looking like.
He decides to bail on killing them, finds a Goma.
I don't think that was
no
intentional.
bombs. Yeah, I think you're right. Sometimes those bomb holes, they almost feel like they're magnetized or something. Like they kind of just suck you in. If you're anywhere near it and you tap up for just like a short frame, the next thing you know, you're going through and you're just kicking yourself. That happens a lot actually in vanilla as well.
Yeah, unfortunate, but there is a staircase in the next room. I'm not sure if that's one of the staircases CantFindBombs has already seen or if that's going to be an item.
Well, good news for CantFindBombs, the Triforce is not in this area of the dungeon. And since he knows how to block lip, he still has a shot to get it. With no bombs, he just can't find any.
Another transport staircase. CantFindBombs, I think, has walked by that Triforce room once or twice already. Of course, this is the worst segment to land in. And it's a locked door, the only way to get into that room. At this point, well, we know the raft is the staircase item, so you're hoping the floor item is not in that room. I think that's what CantFindBombs hasn't seen yet.
Meanwhile, Cantaloupeme finally makes his way into level 2, which is level 6. And you make a good point, Cab. I'm pretty sure, did he not find the second item?
I haven't seen it yet, and if he has seen it, he's making a mistake by not picking up that Triforce. So we're just looking for the floor drop at this point.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he has been keeping track of where he has and hasn't been. I assume that's all. That's got to be it.
Yeah,
but,
we've got to be close.
Yeah, kind
to
of with what you were saying earlier, especially with that Goma up there, and he can't get through that wall, and you've got the recorder. It's a risky play. I mean, it could pay off. This could be an item we need. The silver arrows are still out there. The bow.
Yeah, especially with these Pole's voices hanging out. Usually the troll meter will know that Pole's voice should guard the bow as much as possible. I didn't see if the Goma rooms... Well, there's a heart container, so it doesn't matter anymore. I didn't see if those Goma rooms had a key or another standing floor drop in them that would have basically disqualified them from having another floor drop. But CantFindBombs finally fully explores the bottom segment, except for that top left room. Gets his heart container and goes right back to the Triforce. Cantaloupe finds the Triforce in level 6. Didn't see all the combat that was required to get to it, but Cantaloupe's going right back in.
Yeah, did not see if he actually picked up an item. I assume he didn't pick up at least one of them. So we'll have to wait and see what he's able to come across here.
Cantaloupe running hot with this white wood sword here.
Like we were saying,
top row.
Like what we were saying earlier, with the wand, the only enemies other than a couple of the bosses that you cannot harm with the wand are Wizrobes. Everything else, there's a heart container for Cantaloupe. Everything else, the wand is going to act like a super wooden sword. And for a runner of Cantaloupe's caliber, I'd be surprised to see him make any play for like Magic Sword. Now, knowing CantFindBombs as well as I do, he actually plans on making a run for the Magic Sword. So you'll see him pick up every heart container he can, looking for any sort of chance to get that magical sword. And we saw that in Game 1 when he was able to fly through 9 and just barely pulled ahead of Cantaloupe.
And the one other enemy besides Wizrobes that sword's going to help you with is Ganon himself. This Cantaloupe sees a transport staircase, doesn't want to take it, but I feel like we haven't seen the top left of level 6 yet, and he has the map, so he's got to know it. Just with the low cost of one bomb, you should be able to check out those rooms.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I wonder if he's just being conservative. I mean, there's a lot of enemies in these dungeons, but not a lot of bomb-dropping enemies, so he may just be playing it a little safe, or maybe he has a hunch. There's a staircase. His hunch might have been correct.
Well, the gamble might be paying off. Speaking of white sword damage.
So this is pretty cool for Cantaloupe. Now he has the wand and the white sword. That's going to give him magical sword caliber damage if he uses those two items in conjunction with each other.
Cam doesn't know it, but 6 Hearts guarantees he's able to grab the white sword item, which we know to be a heart container you can pick up with only 5. CantFindBombs also now finding the red ring out of level 3.
Yeah, and if he digs for that wand, he's going to be happy, but I don't think we're going to see him killing those blue Wizrobes. At this point in the seed, it would be a little bit of a surprise. He doesn't have any bombs. I would be shocked to see him do it. For his sake, if he's able to, hopefully he does.
Of course, the Triforce also guarded by a pile of blue Wizrobes, so pick your poison.
Yeah, now
Dig Doggers were not the poison.
Oh, tough death. Now that Cantaloupe has the white sword, he might make a play back to 6, but I think you're right, Cap. I think he's going to come back to that last.
Yeah, he knows exactly what's in there. He's got the items. No need to go back there until you're absolutely ready, especially since you can top off on bombs, get a few more heart containers along the way. And again, like if he runs into every other heart container in the game before he gets there, hey, you don't say no to the magical sword if you have that many hearts.
Well,
I think you're also right that white sword is pretty good for him.
Well, we're going to see him pick up this candle here, and here's my prediction. He's going to go into 1 here. He's going to get his ladder. Once he's done with level 1, I think you're going to see him beeline to 8 and check that coast item. And I don't think we've seen that yet. So with the bow still at large, silver arrows still out there, this could be a good play. This could be one of those routing situations that could really come back to really help or hurt him.
Yep. Once you get that ladder, especially in his situation, he's been clearing out most of the dungeons around here. Always check the free item before you go into the dungeon. CantFindBombs having some trouble with the blue Wizrobes. He's going to leave the room to lock it down to only having to clear out 3 of them. He doesn't know that that room has the Triforce yet.
Yeah, this was not a friendly 3 at all.
Super linear 3.
Ooh, Cantaloupe picks up his Triforce. There's still a couple items in there. Is he going to go back in?
Yeah, we know there's still a staircase item in 1.
He's ditching! Oh, this is huge! This is a huge break for CantFindBombs.
So I believe that puts both runners in the same situation of not knowing what that staircase item is. We'll see if it pays off for either of them.
According to our tracker, it's showing that Cantaloupeme did not get his ladder. Is that the truth? Did he get it or not?
Oh, he got the ladder. There's no way to get there without finding the book and the ladder.
Okay. That's what I was confused about. Sorry, chat. I was confused about that. Okay. Never mind.
You had me confused. I was worried I missed something in there for a moment there. Cantaloupe going to cash in the candle here. It's actually going to check level 8 at the level 8 spot before checking the coast.
All right, so by process of elimination, that confirms level 4 vanilla spot is going to be level 7. 3 items in level 8, 2 in a staircase, 1 on the floor, and with a lot of good items still at large. We'll wait and see what we have. Oh, more Wizrobes. Thanks.
More Wizrobes.
Is it just me, or I kind of like fighting Wizrobes? Am I weird?
Yes. No, don't even have to think twice about it. Early Triforce in level 8, at least. One of the 4 items out of the way. Blue Wizrobes are probably the enemy I would ban from this game if I had the opportunity. It's them and blue Landmolas that are the biggest troublemakers. The Landmolas, at least, there's a method to their madness. The blue Wizrobes, you're hosed.
I absolutely agree with that. Bubbles, in my opinion, are the worst in the game. Like, I don't mind fighting blue Wizrobes. It's blue Wizrobes and Bubbles, which unfortunately in the vanilla game is like half of the rooms with blue Wizrobes. But yeah, that's when it gets annoying to me.
You know, if the Bubbles actually directly did the damage, I'd agree with you.
Oh, more Wizrobes.
Oh my goodness. Uncle Wizzy's House of Horrors. CantFindBombs. Still looking for the floor item in level 3. We know it is a wand drop in a room packed with Wizrobes.
Interesting. Cantaloupeme picked up something, but he doesn't have a map or a compass. I don't think he got a heart container. What did he get? He doesn't have any keys.
Guess we'll find out.
I don't even think he realized he picked it up. Whatever it was, it might have been a rupee.
Darkfall's bringing up a good point in chat there as our tracker. Wizrobes appear to be in multiple enemy sets here in dungeons, so they are the communal enemy, which is the worst possible option. Making, as you already said, a combat-heavy seed here.
Yeah, very combat-heavy seed so far. And you would think the advantage of a seed like this would go to Cantaloupe, but he's been facing a lot of these Wizrobe dungeons early that CantFindBombs is just now starting to get to. The biggest difference being CantFindBombs has much better equipment, than Cantaloupe did when he was in these dungeons. So we'll wait and see if that gives CantFindBombs any sort of advantage in getting through these any faster than Cantaloupe did.
Cantaloupe making very short work of that Patra. CantFindBombs is still looking for the wand in 3, although now has the knowledge that the Triforce is in that early blue Wizrobe room. As long as he doesn't leave the dungeon, there will only be, I believe, 2 or 3 of them left over in that room.
This is one of those situations where if I were CantFindBombs at this point in the seed and I knew that that was a wand, I would skip it. I would not get it. When Cantaloupe got it, it was still pretty early in the seed. It's really done a great job in paying dividends for him, but at this point, the effort's just not worth it. So if CantFindBombs just... if he decides to go for it... Exactly. If he decides to go for that wand, it's going to be unfortunate. He's going to lose a lot of time unless he's able to clear it first try.
Yeah, I mean, he's already working again with 1 heart now. And that's with the red ring getting bopped by a key, so he was already down a few hit points. Cantaloupe finding a heart container is one of the stair items in level 8. Finds a map as well. Oh, that's the room. It's the staircase room. It's that little jut out to the right on the level 3 tree. And I wonder if CantFindBombs remembers that that is a drop room, or if it's just that CantFindBombs knows that there's way too many hit points of damage to deal in there.
Oh, he's going for it! Oh, be careful! No!
Now, JSR, you're more familiar with the vanilla game than I am, so maybe you know the logic behind it. How do you kind of lock in place the number of enemies that are left in a room?
So... the game will only start the respawn when you fully clear a room. That counts with bubbles, traps. Those count as enemies that spawn. So if CantFindBombs were to kill a couple of these Wizrobes and then go out to the left, as long as he doesn't full clear the room, they won't respawn until he leaves the dungeon. So you'll see that a lot with runners when they have rooms such as this, and they know they're probably going to take a death or 2 to clear it. Is they'll kill a few of these Wizrobes and then leave the room to lock it. He's doing a very, very good job this time around. He might actually go for the full clear in 1 turn, but if his health gets low, it might behoove him to go to the left and just start with these survivors fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, and his health is low now. Be careful.
That room is just pretty evil. And CantFindBombs is going to make the same call Cantaloupe did. I'll deal with this later.
Not the worst. I mean, you know where the potions are. He still doesn't have the white sword yet. And this could end up being a blessing in disguise for him, because if he's able to track down the bow and silvers before he goes back there, he won't have to clear that room because it'll already be in go mode. So this could be good.
Cantaloupe's going to grab this early Triforce out of level 8, whatever that shape is.
Yeah, and chat pointing out that Cantaloupe picked up a bow in level 8, so I don't know if we saw all 3 items, but we definitely have a bow on Cantaloupe's side.
Completely missed that. Good job, chat. Good job. Once again, thanks to our tracker, Dark Falls out. Just a heart on the coast.
So all 3 of our overworld items are heart containers, which is good if you're making a magic sword play, which I don't think we'll see Cantaloupe do unless it's by coincidence. And he's going back to vanilla level 7, which, if I remember correctly, is, well, level 5. And 2 items still remain in here. He did get the early Triforce and Bale. And CantFindBombs did not search at all, so we have no idea what's in here.
And we are getting into this segment of the seed where you have to start saying, where are these required items? Cantaloupe has 1 of them. Both runners have the ladder. CantFindBombs has the raft and is cashing that in here by going to level 7 on the level 4 island. So Cantaloupe, I guess, hasn't found that raft yet. They both got the recorder early on. So Cantaloupe looking for a raft, looking for silver arrows.
The raft was deep inside of level 4, which is currently at the Spectacle Rock level 9 sector. and he has not been in that area. Out of keys, finds a locked door. We still have not seen any other potential paths around that, so we may be in key trouble yet again.
Show me any key now that we said that. Dang.
Well, it's better than that being magical boomerang and him having to leave for him. So at least he can continue to explore. Never mind, there's a Goma.
So we are Goma blocked in level 5.
Wow, unless he can find a key. There was a key door. So at this point, what do you do if you're in Cantaloupe's shoes? Do you go buy a key or do you go buy arrows?
Buy arrows. And Cantaloupe has actually seen the arrow shop at the rare shop. CantFindBombs hasn't seen it yet.
And I think I don't know if he's looking for a key or arrows, because you're right, he definitely saw where the arrows were. So let's see. If he remembers, he'll probably go up there to get that.
Yeah, I think he's heading... He probably knows in the back of his mind he's seen the arrows and just might not remember exactly which shop it was. Either that or he is looking for a key. No keys available here either.
CantFindBombs decides to leave level 7. I don't know if he found anything. I didn't see him find anything.
You know, Cantaloupe can't afford both, but is only going to walk away with arrows.
Interesting. In his shoes, I might have bought both, but he may be banking on the fact that that Goma could be the key to unlocking the rest of level 5. We'll have to wait and see.
You want to get the wooden arrows, if only because once you do find a path that is blocked by a Goma, you kind of run into the situation of you don't want to find out the silver arrows or wood arrow blocked. So you might as well do it. You could have bought both, though, and this is a key star received. He has a red ring already, so at this point, the game's most expensive item is out of the way. That's usually, I think, like one of the big decision points in buying items from the shop. Once you have the ring, like most of your work is done.
Yeah, especially if you're capable of going through on just green tunic, then a lot of times you'll see runners saving for arrows, keys, bombs, candle. But if you're getting that kind of stuff free, especially red ring, yeah, I mean, you might as well make the purchases. You'll even see some runners pick up bait, even though the bait block is usually not a factor.
Yep. 90% of the time, bait is just not involved. A key mercifully appears for Cantaloupe.
There's a staircase for CantFindBombs. He's going to find a travel staircase. There is the boat here in level 8. He's going to want to make sure he finds that.
This level 5 kind of blocked by a lot of locked doors going south, but giving you keys in these offshoot rooms. Kind of interesting. Heart container on the ground. So one of the two items of level 5 out of the way, and Cantaloupe can now just ignore any room that doesn't have a staircase or a potential staircase in it.
Although if it's easy combat and I'm in his shoes, I may clear some of them because he is in desperate need of some keys. The biggest difference between him and CantFindBombs.
That is an excellent point. See if these wood arrows play some more in the bunny room. Finds a bomb upgrade. 80 rupees buys you 5 bombs. That's a great deal.
Absolutely. Nice job. Gets
explosive prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cantaloupe not taking your advice to clear out the rooms with the easy enemies. Pole's voice with a bow. I'm going to count that as an easy room to clear. Room full of keys. Just charging ahead. Full speed.
Yeah, in his defense, and it may end up backfiring in this case because he needs a key, but you're nearly 40 minutes in. CantFindBombs is a good runner. He's flying. He's only a little bit behind. Of course, neither of them know this. And you're getting to that point in the seed now where you're only 5 Triforces. You kind of start to metagame a little bit. Keeping an eye on that IRC. What am I? Wow.
There it is. He just bought the wood arrows. That's sometimes you want to buy the wood arrows just to make the game know that it will make you angry to find silvers, just so the game thinks that, because it never actually does.
All right, well, we are in broadcaster go mode. We know where all of the important stuff is. Cantaloupe, however, still does not know the location of that raft. The good news is he does not bend to level 4, so assuming he remembers to go there next, he'll be in go mode very shortly.
So where was 4? 4 was under the Spectacle Rock, I believe?
Correct.
And that looks to be where Cantaloupe is headed. I can't imagine any reason to walk to East Hyrule when it's always 1 toot away.
Chad does make an excellent point, though. He still has a big fat goose egg in that key column.
That is very true. Resource management, always a huge factor. Cantaloupe does at least have a bunch of bombs to work with now. And Triforce count, relatively even here. They're only off by 1. They both know where level 3's Triforce is, and then it's behind a room packed with blue Wizrobes.
CantFindBombs does still need that bow, so even though he picked up the Triforce, he did go back into 8, which is the right play, even if he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, level 8 has 3 items in it. Once you are equipped enough to deal with everything inside of it, and by that, we're not even talking about Dig Doctors and Gomas, we're just talking about survivability with swords and tunics, you've got to go in. And again, that recorder makes a lot of this decision-making possible. Makes the runners a little more comfortable bailing out of levels on finding the Triforce because they know it's very easy to return. CantFindBombs finding one of those, well, I guess the heart container in level 8. I think we found 2 hearts in level 8 to go with the bow earlier.
Correct, 2 heart containers and a bow. Staircase for Cantaloupe, and he has found his logs at 42 minutes and 13 seconds. Cantaloupeme has entered Triforce and Go mode.
So Cantaloupe knows where his prize is in level 3. Just needs to find it here in level 4 now. Although Cantaloupe would still be well served to clear out some rooms to find some keys.
That is true. Level 7 is a notoriously big dungeon. We look at the level 8 map on CantFindBombs side. Cantaloupe has not seen level 7 yet. So if you look at the dark space on level 8's map on CantFindBombs side, you get an idea of what level 7 is going to look like. And that is a lot of rooms with a lot of potential key blocks.
And I think Cantaloupe's going to go back to the level 6 spot to claim his level 3 Triforce right now. He's armed with 12 bombs. He has a full 9 heart containers to go with his red ring. And he's got a white sword now. He didn't have that the first time he was in there. He's about to exact some fierce revenge upon a room full of blue Wizrobes. Really, I can't say anything nice about them.
And keep in mind, folks, this is game 2 of a best of 3. CantFindBombs did win game 1. Cantaloupe is hungry. He wants to even this series up big time. Game 3 is immediately after the conclusion of this match. So if you're enjoying this match, make sure you follow both these runners and stay tuned right here on Randomania for Game 3 immediately afterwards.
And yes, Cantaloupe definitely grabbed that Triforce out of level 4. He knows he's in go mode. Or at least we hope he knows. Here's our room with, 6 blue Wizzies? Not using the bombs. Of course, he's got the white sword, and, he's proven me foolish for even suggesting he wastes those bombs. And I'm pretty sure blue Wizrobes, I haven't been exactly counting, but just by gut feeling, I think they rolled low on hit points. CantFindBombs finding the second heart container out of level 8 is up to 11 hearts. That's our fabled 40% chance of picking up the magical sword. I had one race tonight that was almost bait blocked. This would be the second. that race also featured a 10-heart magical sword. We'll see if CantFindBombs wants to go for it. But
he usually will make that play, and he still needs to go back to level 3 to get the Triforce
Exactly.
anyways. I would be shocked if he doesn't go for it at least once. And I don't see a bow on Bomb's side, and he's still digging. He has the Triforce, so I'm assuming he doesn't have it yet.
yeah, I don't think he has it. And it's going to be a floor drop at this point, too, which is going to be very painful. Especially whenever you see a room like that, it's a drop room, and it's full of blue Wizrobes, you've got to be scared. What if that's the one? But that's a similar situation to level 3 in the Wand, a combat advantage that has been playing for Cantaloupe for a while now. Does CantFindBomb realize that that is a drop room?
I sure hope
no
so.
effort to clear that out, unless he cleared it out earlier and it's just reset already.
You'll see a lot of runners, and I'm guilty of this. I don't track any of levels 1 through 8. And there's a lot of times when you run into blocks, you have to make a mental note of, did I clear this room the first time I came in it? And if you miss any rooms, it can really create a situation that if you're tracking, you definitely want to keep track of that. You definitely want to make sure that if there's any room you didn't check, you always remember to come back in this exact scenario. Hopefully CantFindBombs keeps track of it, but he's leaving level 8. This could be the break Cantaloupeme needs to pull away.
Yep, Cantaloupeme already in a slight lead here. Basically just needing to dig level 7 to find a Triforce and is ready to go. CantFindBombs still needs the silver arrows out of 5 as well. CantFindBombs is going to... No, they already got that heart container. Probably running up the coast here. If the magical sword play is in the playbook, as you suggest, there's a heart container here.
We might see a possible Rue Quarter. That'd be pretty swaggy. Goma blocking the Triforce, but Cantaloupeme takes care of him, and we are headed to level 9, folks.
You know, that's potentially... Well, I feel like it's potentially big for CantFindBombs, if only because that means... It only works in the sense that he's going to search a little longer and a little harder in dungeons to find those items and might stumble into what he needs first. But obviously the bow cannot be in level 9 in the first place, so...
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough uphill climb for CantFindBombs. Cantaloupeme has the white sword, red ring, the 13 bombs. The one factor that could play into this is that key count. It's been an issue the entire seed. And as he heads into level 9 at 47-45, we'll have to wait and see if he's able to get through that 9 relatively flawlessly, or is it going to be the Great Equalizer? And, well, the first door is pretty telling. This could be a long level 9.
Pretty sure CantFindBombs has checked level 1 before. But, oh my... Wow!
Hello!
So what are we looking for in level 9?
Any room that doesn't have 8 Wizrobes for starters. So any adjacent room to Ganon, you're going to be able to hear the roar of Ganon. It'll sound like a boss's roar. If you hear that roar, that means you are one room away from the pig, and Ganon is required. You have to kill him in order for number 2 to happen. If you find a shutter door that does not open, when you full clear the room of enemies, that is telling that Zelda is behind that door. Once Ganon is dead, that door will open up even if enemies are alive in that room. So 2 things to keep an eye on here, as Cantaloupe already has silver arrows. That's all we need to know. Where is Zelda? Where is Ganon? Let's go.
Cantaloupe finds one of the items in level 9, and it is just a heart container. He leaves it behind. This is only significant because the any key is still at large. Cantaloupe's big savior here in level 9 and doom for Cantaloupe, or for CantFindBombs, is going to be finding the any key hiding in level 9, and one of those 2 item slots is now gone.
We have a magic sword grab for CantFindBombs. We have a lot of locked key doors so far. Oh, a key! A merciful key for Cantaloupe!
Can you believe there's a crooked number in the key column for Cantaloupe right now?
Man, he hasn't had 2 keys, I don't think, this entire seed. I would be shocked. I'd love to know what his max key amount in this seed has been.
CantFindBombs is going to come up here with 2.5 hearts to try and deal with the blue Wizrobes. They still take 3 hits from the magical sword, so that's not great. Oh, that heart drop's going to do it. Zelda's room is in 9.
And finally, mercifully, CantFindBombs gets the Triforce out of 3. He's just a bow and silvers from Go Mode, but as we already saw, he left level 8. I don't know if he got that bow before he left. I don't think he did. So we'll have to wait and see what his play is.
He's going back into 3 because he still doesn't have the wand. And he doesn't know which room it is yet. He might... I'm hoping he goes straight to that blue Wizrobe room. That's the jut in the middle of the path down to the right. That's a staircase. It's a corridor staircase room that's packed with blue Wizrobes.
Yeah, that's a really scary room. Even with Magic Sword, man, that is a scary room.
He should have no trouble clearing this room right now.
Cantaloupe has no path. He's only got 1 key. What do you do?
Gotta use the key. Cantaloupe might need to just use that key and get out of here and start buying keys. CantFindBombs picks up the wand in 3. Tell me, CantFindBombs, you have it written down that the red ring was in 3 and you're just trying to save your heart containers at this point.
Oh no, you're right. He already has the Triforce.
What are you doing? He's just walking out to save heart containers.
I hope you're right. Okay.
That's a lot of hearts to give up. But
yeah,
he's got
call.
the red ring. This is kind of that point in the tournament, right? Where you've got to kind of make that call of, I've got enough hearts, I've got enough skill in combat to do this.
Well, especially against a runner like Cantaloupeme, knowing his vanilla skill. We saw the Magic Sword pay off in Game 1. But, again, you're 51 minutes into a seed, and obviously he can't hear us cheering him on, but hopefully he kind of keeps that in the back of his head. Now Cantaloupe, down to 0 bombs, finds a troll staircase to nowhere. Sorry, 0 keys.
CantFindBombs has gone to level 1. We still have not seen the staircase item in level 1, so this is not a bad play. You want to try and clear out the small dungeons first. But we know it's not the right play.
There's still an item in here. It could be the any key. At this point, that might be
that is the best item left on the table. With our luck, it's going to be either a heart container or the red candle.
There's a shutter door, the first one we've seen, the lonely shutter door, and it doesn't open. We have Zelda's location.
Another domino falls against CantFindBombs.
You just need to listen for that pig noise. If you hear Ganon,
we have a red candle in level 1. CantFindBombs pausing so we can all confirm there is no bow on that select screen. Aquamentus guards a troll staircase potentially.
And possibly masking Ganon's.
You're right. You've got to go into the staircase and pop right back out to see if Ganon's there. He's not going to do it. There's a low chance that that would actually happen, but you know, you don't want to be the person who doesn't do that, and you should have.
Well, hopefully that wasn't Ganon and it doesn't come back to bite him. I mean, level 9 is tricky. There's so many places that, you know, troll staircases, as we've already seen, bomb holes, and with so much tough combat, you can't ill afford to use bombs for combat. You've got to be careful where you're bombing, and you definitely need to keep track of where you've been. And we can see Cantaloupe down to 2 bombs, 1 key. He's got to be extra conservative here.
Yep. Explore all of the open paths first if you can. And I say that he immediately uses this key. Finds a bomb pack for his troubles, though. And some blue moblins and some red Wizrobes. Unfortunately, none of them cooperating so far. CantFindBombs finds a Triforce in level 5, needs to go back in and desperately dig this place to find some arrows to go with it.
I mean, at this point in the seed, you've already dug most of the dungeons you've been in. He is going back in, thank goodness. But you need to figure out which puzzle pieces you're missing.
He's missing 2 puzzle pieces, so all the more, if there's 2 items in the dungeon, you've got to go in. And there can't be that many things left that he has not found. He's going to be happy to find those silver arrows, but I mean, he needs 2 things. Finding the silvers, though, always good. Because too often, you do gamble on level 9 to find the silver arrows. I myself love to gamble on level 9 holding silvers if you reach go mode, and that's the only thing. I believe CantFindBombs needs to go up here. And he's not going to do it.
We hear a roar. I see the screen getting dark, Cab.
Here's Ganon.
Gonna be 8 hits with the white sword. If he can get the stun lock, this could be a very fast fight. Let's see how happens. Cantaloupe gets him in the corner. Gets a hit, takes a driver. 2 hits. 3, 4, 5, 6. Loses the lock. 7. And down goes Ganon.
Excellent fight. I believe Zelda was off kind of in the middle of the left side. CantFindBombs finds the silver arrows, probably too late.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of time. Cantaloupe knows exactly where to go. It's pretty much a formality at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, just a few short rooms away. Get your GGs out in chat for your winner. Cantaloupeme is going to win this race with an official SRL time of 56 minutes and 32 seconds. We have a series, Mr. Cab.
Very nice. Cantaloupe just kind of surviving the early hazards of this seed. Managed, honestly, the bow is the turning point in this entire race. Being able to claim that thing out of level 8, kind of carrying the day over CantFindBombs in game 2. So we get to see that third race.
Yeah, very well done. He had the early wand red ring combo, really helped out a ton. Despite bomb and specifically key issues throughout that entire seed, Cantaloupe really just flying through with expert combat and was able to dig those items out. A couple small mistakes by CantFindBombs led to big ones, and just unfortunately a little too much. He wasn't able to recover in time. So we have a game 3 coming up right after this.
And just in case anybody was playing along at home, because we here in the commentary booth didn't quite have the sound on, it was Saria's song as the recorder tune. So JSR, thanks for calling the race with me. And thank you to Dark Falls, our tracker. And I believe we have Spark over here on restream duties. So thanks to everybody in the crew, and we'll get to game 3.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to call this race with you, Cab. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys give Mr. Cab a follow as well. Pretty darn good randomizer runner in his own right. And, of course, stick around right here on Randomania for game number 3. Cantaloupeme, CantFindBombs, the showdown of the can'ts. There will be a winner that can't be denied. We will see the third match of this best of 3 right after this. Don't go anywhere, folks.